from one guitar to another, from one case to another. You're going to find out how many guitars I have in this video and where I acquired them and how long I've had them. Stay tuned for this multi-part series of my guitar collection right here on the Joe Wentz Project TV. Hey everybody, and welcome to part 2 of a look into my guitar collection. You can probably tell back here I took a couple of guitars off the rack, making room for a couple of new arrivals. Well, one at least. The other new arrival was that American Special. I like to put it up there. So we're getting down toward the last half of the guitars here. I got these set up on the chair right now. I think I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 7 cases, I believe. Yeah, 7, and we're going to start going through these. Looking at the warehouse right now, I don't have too many more to go through, which is still, quite a few guitars. Earlier this year, I sold quite a bit. I mean, I put a pretty big dent in my collection. So, sometimes you need money, and sometimes that's just, you got to do what you got to do. So there it is. There you have it. Let's get started with these. Don't go anywhere. All right, from bottom to top, like I said in the first video, on some of my guitars, I like to put a name or, some type of label, so I know what's in the case. And some of them don't have a label. That's just a manufacturer sticker that came on the case, but for the most part, most of these do. And of course, the ones that don't have labels, I don't know. I can't remember unless the case is real distinctive. Anyway, so we're going to start from the bottom to the top. Fender Gold Top, BC Rich. Don't know what this is. Jackie Pink, Dorothy. Don't know what this is, but I'm sure we know what this is. So let's get started here. See what we got. Yeah, with these types of latches, you have to get underneath and push that tab. And that Jackson case was the same way. These are what they call TSA latches. I guess, good for traveling. Man, we got a lot of guitars stacked. Hope it don't fall over. Oh, that's my... This is considered my holy grail for me. This is the EVH Frankenstein or Frankenstein Strat. This, I was asked if you could choose one guitar and something happened, you had to get that one guitar and get out of town. It would be this one right here. It would be this guitar. This guitar is beautiful. And of course, I bought the EVH case separate, because it just goes with it, man. It's, you don't have to do that, but I just wanted to. And I got this guitar, Guitar Center used online, after tax and everything. It was $1,650. These go for $2,000, brand new. I really didn't have to do that much to it. I had to just do some minor setup to it. You wouldn't think you would have to do anything with a $2,000 guitar, but whoever had it didn't play it that much, or they just didn't really know how to set something up. But coming from EVH, it should be set up all the way. But I love this guitar. It's a fantastic guitar, and this is it. This is my holy grail right here. So you can tell it's got Diodarios on there. See those colored ends. And of course, you got the one humbucker and the old switch that don't work, and then the single coil that's not connected. But a fantastic guitar. Plays amazing. I need to break it out and play it. I should go ahead and hang it on the wall, but yeah, this is my holy grail right here. Absolutely. All right, next up, the latch was already undone. That's kind of a little unsettling. I don't know what's in here, man. I don't know. Here we go. Oh, this is the Bumblebee wannabe. This is a guitar that I built, and you can see that's just a Charvel sticker. It's huge. That decal is huge. I got it offline, and but this guitar, I bought the body and I sanded it and painted it, and this guitar actually plays really, really well. I mean, it's the neck is from Mighty Mite, and it doesn't have a clear coat on it. I just went ahead and painted it. Well, first, I painted it yellow and then put the tape on and then painted it black. Bumblebee wannabe. I got a Godo 1996T Japanese branded trim. That is a 78 EVH Seymour Duncan pickup. We got a 500K pot with the MXR knob. That just goes hand in hand when you're doing Van Halen type builds or whatever. Nice, smooth. That is an EVH pot too. Yeah, that's right. Stainless steel locking screws, and then locking tuners up top. This guitar plays fantastic. I haven't played this guitar in a long time. I need to give it some play time, but I guess I built this, now about 4 years ago. It's got to be getting close to 4 years ago, but it's a fantastic guitar. And yeah, I love it. It's, of course, the paint job is not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but I was just in my experimental stages back then, and just wanting to build a guitar. Got the EVH strap in here, and of course the eye hooks or whatever they call it. Some of these things I'm probably saying the wrong thing, but it's a great guitar. It's fantastic. The EVH Bumblebee wannabe. Okay, next up. All right, next on the list, Jackie Pink. Interesting. Let's see what we got. Oh, see how the light comes on? Yeah. This is one of those cool Gator cases, I think, isn't it? Yeah. Gator cases with the LED light when you open it up. It's got a switch right here, so when it's closed, it's kind of like a refrigerator deal. Jackson, beautiful pink. I named it Jackie Pink from Jackie Kennedy. Actually, that's where I got the idea. Got this guitar from Guitar Center about, let's see. This coming September will be 4 years ago. So next month will be 4 years I got this guitar. All stock. The one thing I did replace on it was the stainless steel screws. And I like to, in most of my cases, I try to put the whammy bar in a Ziploc bag just in case it were to get moved around and hit the body. It won't scratch nothing up. That's just why I do that, in case you're wondering. I love the pink humbuckers. This guitar, at the time, was the closest guitar that I've ever played in a Guitar Center that was set up. I mean, it was like 90% set up when I put my hands on it. I couldn't believe it. It's got a 3-way switch, which is kind of wild. Usually you get 5-way switches, but that's a 3-way switch. And this guitar plays phenomenal. At one point in time, I had it on my Reverb store, and I took it down because I played it. I was like, man, I can't sell this guitar. It's awesome. And it just screams 80s, man. I mean, it's just look at that. That's a beautiful guitar. Absolutely fantastic. So, Jackie Pink. It wasn't long ago I played this on a live stream. I guess about a month ago. And it does really well. Very nice guitar, and the money wasn't bad either. I think it was under $500. All right, next up, we have Dorothy. Now, you're probably thinking, Dorothy? What kind of name is that for a guitar? Well, you're about to find out, my friends. There's Dorothy right there. Beautiful Telly, Fender Telly. Actually, this body is a Squier Telly body. My friend Travis from Campobello Custom Guitar Works, he installed that pickup for me. Seymour Duncan hot rails, and it wasn't that long ago he done that for me. It did have a Squire neck. Took that off and I actually sold it to Travis, if I'm thinking correctly. I don't know if it was off this guitar or another one, but I want to say it was this one. Yeah, and I went online and purchased a full-on Fender Tele neck. And this guitar plays fantastic. It's just, I named it Dorothy. This is obvious, but because of the red glitter, and it reminded me of Dorothy's shoes. And on the back, I actually have a sticker of Dorothy with the red slippers. You know, this is hard to do with one hand, y'all. Sorry. Great guitar. I got this guitar from at a local guitar shop. I don't know, $160, $165. And when I played it, I could tell right away the stock pickup was really, really weak. It just, it just wasn't my taste. The neck was fine, but it was only 21 frets, and this is 22 frets. So, and I put locking tuners on it as well, and I had to put that nut on there. And this guitar is fantastic, man. It's so cool. I don't have but 2 Teles now. At one time I had 3. I had that John 5 gold Tele and I sold it. It was nice, but oddly enough, I couldn't really bond with that guitar. I don't know. It was just, I had a weird grounding issue, kind of, to me. My son has the same guitar, that J5 Tele, and his does the same thing. So if you take your hands off the strings, you start hearing like this buzzing going on through the wherever you're playing through, an amp or your headphones. But when you touch it, it goes away. And his did the same thing. So and I didn't like the way the controls were set up on the J5. It had like 2 volume controls, and I didn't like that. I just like preferably I like just one knob, but it had 2 for, each pickup had its own volume. I just didn't like that. So this is old school. We got the tone and volume right there in the rear. I think it's a 3-way switch, I think. Yeah, 3-way switch. But it's a fantastic guitar after I did the upgrades I wanted to do on it. Absolutely awesome. Dorothy. Let's move on. All right, next up, I think I know what's in here, but with my track record on these videos, I'm probably wrong. This is a unlabeled case, so here we go. Okay, my guess was correct. This is a JS100. I don't know, I call it candy apple red. It's coming off really bright on video. Okay, the story with this guitar, this was in my possession when I first bought it. And when I had a JS100 from years ago, probably in the late 90s, early 2000s, I got it from eBay. It's the same color and everything, and that guitar was amazing. Well, I ended up selling it about 8 or 10 years ago. And you ever had seller's remorse with a guitar? Well, I did with this, and I went online and found this one. And when I got this one, they had, I noticed that they had downgraded a lot of the quality, man. The trim was horrible, the Ibanez trim. The pickups were really weak, and it had sharp fret sprout. It was horrible. So I traded this to my son for one of his guitars that I like. And then after a while, I asked him if we could trade again, and he had already had upgrades done to the guitar. He had new pickups put in, and he had the frets filed down. And when I got it back, I went ahead and put a new Goto Gold 1996 T Japanese branded. This guitar is great. I mean, I love Satch. He's one of my main influences on guitar. I did put the titanium locking screws up there. I thought that looked good. Again, you see the bar in the Ziploc bag there. And that is a Satch strap. He designed his own straps, and it has the built-in strap locks there. So this guitar is great, man. You can still find them on Reverb, I'm sure. I don't know how much they're going for now used. I don't know. I always liked the JS100s the best because it had the double humbucker configuration. And I do realize now, when I went to Guitar Center a couple of weeks ago or so, when I went to Charleston, the neck pickups in the JS models now have a Sustainiac in the neck. I didn't know that until I took a closer look. I thought it was just a normal single pickup. But it's a Sustainiac, so that makes perfect sense because Satch does that a lot. And if you've never played a guitar with a Sustainiac pickup, it's a lot of fun. I do that a lot with the blue powder right there. Blue powder has that Sustainiac. It's a lot of fun. You don't want to overdo it though. It's easy to. It's like a wah pedal. You don't want to overdo it. It'll get people bored really quick. But if you're tasteful with it, it's nice. But yeah. So this guitar is incredible. So I had it for a while. My son had it, and we traded back, and now I have it again, and I'm glad to have it. JS100, Joe Satriani. Great guitar. Okay. And now we're down to the BC Rich. Okay, self-explanatory. This guitar has a really amazing story behind it. I would love to share it with you. And very special. All right, are you ready for this? All right, so this BC Rich here, let me fix that strap. All right, sorry about that. So this BC Rich, this guitar, it's an NJ series, old school. This was my second guitar that I ever had. I got my first guitar at Christmas Eve of '86. So I guess around '89, I got this. I went to the music store and put it on layaway and had it for many years. It was just a regular stock red paint job with the clear coat on it, and now you can see it's just spray painted. Well, I can tell you why. So after my first marriage had failed, this guitar was left behind. I had put tape on it when I was in high school. It was like yellow and black tape, reminiscent of Eddie's guitar, right? And I actually used this guitar to play in my high school talent show in 1989. And the trim system is I think it's an old Kahler. I think that's what it says right there. Yeah, it's horrible. It is horrible. And so this guitar, as time went by, like I said, when that marriage dissolved, I left this guitar behind. It was missing a bridge pickup, and it's a really heavy guitar. So about 4 or 5 years ago, my son, I left the guitar behind, never to be seen again. I figured it'd end up in a dumpster somewhere or out in the trash or whatever. But without me knowing, after I had split from that marriage, my son had sold this guitar. And so for Christmas about 4 years ago now, somehow he tracked this guitar down. I don't know how he did it. He tracked it down, bought it from the guy, and it was still in, I guess the guy had sanded it down or something, but it still had the original electronics, which weren't real good at all. But my son took it upon himself to have all new electronics put in, that the Seymour Duncan single coils, and then that in the bridge right there, I forget what that's called, but it's a very high output pickup. I have to ask him. He put new knobs on it, and he put those Allen screws are different from your typical Floyd type screws, but and he gave this to me for Christmas about 4 years ago. And he brought it in here in the music room. He set it in the floor, and he had the case open like this. And I walked in, and when I saw that headstock, I knew exactly what it was. And it brought back a rush, just a huge rush of memories. And that was so nice of him to do that. And I don't know how he tracked it down. I don't know how he did it, but it plays great. It's a boat anchor. It's heavy, but it plays great. I don't use the trim because on the back, no, I'm sorry. The springs for the trim are actually underneath that unit. So if you take those screws out, you'll see two tiny springs for the trim, and it won't, it sucks. It won't go back to pitch for nothing. Nothing. It's just horrible. So this guitar was purchased in the late 80s, and I had it, and I played my senior talent show with it. I still have that performance on VHS tape somewhere. I just don't have a VCR no more, and I'd have to search high and low for that tape, but I'd love to transfer that to digital just for the hell of it, looking at my goofy self on stage. But it was a success at the time. Now kids do that for a talent show like it ain't nothing. And they play a whole lot better today too, but it was a big deal. That was my first time on stage with this guitar at about 18 years old. And so this guitar holds a lot of sentimental value to me, and big props to my son for going through all that trouble. I thought that was so nice. So there's a story about this BC Rich NJ series. Great guitar. Okay, what do we got now? Fender Gold Top. Yeah, that contradicts itself, don't it? You know what I mean. Anyway, let's check it out. Oh, yeah. Now, this guitar is freaking amazing. I love this guitar. This is a Squire body. I upgraded the trim to a Babix, and I just put the 2 screws, so I make it a 2-point trim instead of the 6. Still has the clear plastic on there. I took the neck off and put a full-fledged Fender neck on here. And I want to say 60th anniversary. 60th anniversary. And guitar plays fantastic. I call it my Fender Gold Top. I think the proper name is a Shoreline Gold. I think is what the proper name is. This guitar plays great. So eventually, I'm going to take these strings, these Optima Golds, and I'm going to put them on here. That's why I bought those Optima Golds. I know back in the day, those Optimas were high. They're still kind of high today, but I think they are. But this guitar plays great. All the electronics are stock. The only thing I did is I upgraded the neck and the that trim. You can see a little oxidation on the output jack. Yeah, you can see it there, but I mean, it's a phenomenal guitar. Got it off Reverb. I can't remember how much I paid for it. And this is one of the cases I would get from Temu, and it's they're from Glary. Now, I don't care for their guitars, but for the money, these cases are great. I mean, they sit in the warehouse back there. They do the job, Some of these cases in the past, I've paid upwards to almost $200 for them, and especially the EVH case, that's easy $200. You can get them used for $175, $180, but some of these cases, man, they can run you some money. So here lately, I've been getting my cases from Temu, and I'm very satisfied with it. So yeah, my Fender Gold Top, wink wink, you get the joke. Let's keep going. All right, this is going to be the last batch. I gotta get ready to go to work. So, all right, what do we have? No name, Fender Blue Telly, no name, no name, no name. I know what this is. Yeah, that's That's a big giveaway, right? Let's go, man. Let's see what we got. All right. Here we go. Peavey Wolfgang Special. Wow, what? I have a video on my channel, a 2-part video that talked about this guitar and how much I went through with this guitar at the local music shop. No, it wasn't Guitar Center. It was a little independent shop that man, it was just a nightmare. I'm sorry to say that, but it was. I took it up there to get pickups installed. I got it back. It wasn't working right. I took it back up there, and instead of them fixing it, they were gonna, I said, look, put another pickup in it, because that other pickup might be dead. Well, I said, since it don't work, can you swap it out? Well, they said, well, we have to charge you. And I thought that was kind of odd, because you've already charged me for something that didn't work. So you're charging me again, and I don't know if this is going to work. So that didn't sit well with me. But anyway, so I got it home, and of course, it still wasn't right. That's twice I went to that certain guitar tech, and you know, it just wasn't right. So I got it back home, and after about 2 or 3 days of pure frustration, I said, you know what? The heck with this switch, the heck with this pickup. I'll leave it in there for aesthetic reasons. I put an EMG81 in there, wired it up, put a new pot, output jack, and it does fine. It does great. So I was very happy with it. So I just, because normally I don't ever use a neck pickup anyway, so it didn't bother me. Once in a while I will on a Strat, you know, with the 3 single coil configuration, but it's very rare that I use a neck pickup, just me personally. So that's what I did. I upgraded the long bolts to stainless steel, and the saddle inserts, those are stainless steel, and stainless steel locking screws. And I originally bought this guitar from Reverb at a great price, but it didn't have the original pickups. That was the problem. But I guess that's why I got it. I got it for like $700, and the guy that sold it to me said, "Man, you're getting a killer deal," because nobody else was biting on it. And I put I put an offer in, and he waited about, I don't know, I think they give you 24 hours or something, and then your offer expires. But he got down to the wire like the 23rd hour, and he took it. And I got it, and the pickups that were in there were just solid black humbuckers. They were very, very weak. And I was like, So that's why I went and tried to get some other ones installed. That didn't work, so I did it myself. Success. You know what they say, if you want something done right. Let's move on. All right, next up, Epiphone. This is an original Epiphone case. You can see it's faded out. It says quality since 1910. Ironic, this ties in with that guitar. Let me tell you the story and you'll understand. But first, let's show you what it is. I think you can kind of guess what it is. This is my, well, are we going to get this open or what? What's the deal here? My Epiphone Flying V. Here we go. All right. And I found it odd that it says Epiphone, and on the truss rod cover it says Gibson. So the story with this guitar, I still have the receipt. And okay, I have a feeling that whoever had this guitar originally swapped out the pickups. These pickups that came with this guitar, my wife got me this for a Christmas present. Many years ago. It was from the same shop that I took that guitar to have it worked on. Now, granted, this was many years ago, so that one particular tech probably wasn't working there. Maybe, I don't know. But these pickups are very weak. They need to be swapped out to some higher output pickups. I love high output pickups. That's just my thing. The original trim that came on here, it just actually just broke. It was a Kaler type trim, and it was big, and you can see where the cutaway comes way out. It was big and bulky, and I went to use it one time, and it just broke. I mean, it just broke in half and fell apart, fell out of the cavity and everything. So I put a Japanese branded Goto 1996T. I went to take out these studs, and you can't take them out. They are glued in. Somebody put some type of super glue or something. You can't get these out for nothing. So it does okay. I love this guitar. This is the only Flying V I have, and the reason I'll never part with it is because my wife got it for me. And all it needs is some nice hot pickups, and it'll be fine. The way the trim is sitting with these posts, because you can't do nothing with them, it's okay. It does the job. I wish it was a little smoother. But the only thing about if you've ever played a Flying V, you understand what I'm about to say. But if you've never played one, you put this around your neck, and it goes, whew. This is called neck dive. This part of the guitar will go down toward the floor. This comes up toward your body because it's such an uneven balance. If not to sound contradicted, but it's just the balance is way off. So when you're playing this guitar, you got to hold it. Make sure your hand's on it so it doesn't take a neck dive. But the guitar is pretty cool. It's old. I've had somebody. I did a video about this guitar many years ago, and somebody wanted to buy it. They said because back then that's how they did it. Now this is what the guy said in the comments. I don't know. He said that it would say Epiphone and the Gibson on the truss rod cover, and that's just how they did it. It was like a early 80s model from what he said. I can't back that up. I'm just going by what he said in the comment. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but either way, it's a fun guitar. Would I buy another Flying V? No. It's just not very comfortable. When you sit down, you got to have this part in between your leg there, and it kind of sticks up in the air. It's just weird. It's just but it's okay. It's all right. It just takes a little getting used to. Hell, if I can play a Firebird, should be able to handle this because it's kind of the same kind of balance issue almost. This one's a little worse, but anyway, Epiphone Flying V, and it looks pink. It's not really a bright pink. It's really kind of an off type. I don't know. But anyway, cool, man. Kind of reminds me of Vinnie Vincent, kind of, sort of, in a way, which I love that first album, by the way. Let's move on. All right, next up on the list, let's see what we got, man. I have no clue what's in here. It is not labeled, so I'm going to be just as surprised as y'all. Here we go. Okay, here's another Van Halen-esque build that I did some years back. Yeah, I was really proud of this build. It's, of course, the paint job is not, on par with what it's supposed to be. Again, like the Bumblebee wannabe, I bought this body, sanded it down and painted it, striped it up, put the 5150 decals on it, put another 1996T Japanese Goto. I did upgrade the saddle inserts to titanium. You can see that, and the long screws in the back. That's titanium. That is another 78 EVH Seymour Duncan. I put some of my picks on there. That's some really super high two-sided tape. And I put those on, they don't come off, so that's fine. The EVH pot, and I actually got the wrong kind. This is the I guess they call it low friction because it's I don't know, it's hard to twist, so I got the wrong pot, but it's all right. The neck I bought from a friend of mine on Facebook. That it's a Charvel, like what Eddie had on his original Bumblebee Super Strat, and this is an incredible neck. I got a great deal on the neck. Mark Blankenship was the luthier I got this from, and I've bought stuff from him before, and it's excellent. Look him up on Facebook. I bought this neck from him, and it fit like a glove, man. And this guitar actually plays really well for a project guitar that I did, and I really enjoy it. I need to give this some playtime, really do. And you got the eye hooks and the EVH strap, and of course the whammy bar is in here. What else is in here? Oh, just some Allen wrenches and stuff. And I keep that in there, man. And there you go, the EVH project build. That's a fun guitar. Wow, I forgot all about that one. Let's move on. All right, next up, I don't know. That one's already off. Let's see, what do we got in this big old tweed case here? Oh yeah. The LTD 1987 with Seymour Duncan and a D-tuner installed. I got this from a friend of mine named Jeff. We did a trade. He wanted to do a flat-out trade with a guitar that I had, a Steve Lukather model. And he asked if I'd be interested in this. I said, absolutely. This guitar is incredible. The switch down there, I call it the turbo. You flip that switch down toward the floor, and that humbucker is like twice as hot. This is an amazing guitar. LTD 1987. I love the inlay at the 12th fret, 24 fret, and this is a machine, man. This is a fantastic guitar. It is gorgeous. I love this guitar. I don't know if y'all have ever tried one of these. If you haven't, if you know somebody that has one and it's set up right, give it a shot. This was set up perfect when I got it from Jeff. I didn't have to do anything. I did raise the action up just a touch because it was really low. But other than that, man, I mean, and that's not a big deal. I mean, everybody's got their own, what they like, their own thing. And he put the D-tuner on, which is cool. I don't never use a D-tuner, but it's cool that it's there. But this guitar, it's a playing machine, man. The LTD 1987. Fantastic guitar. All right, next up is the Fender Blue Telly. All right. This has a great story behind it. Are you ready? Here we go. There she is. Beautiful, beautiful guitar. I saw these guitars, a couple of them in Lonely Hound Guitar Company when I went to do the video there about, I don't know, 3 weeks ago, I guess. Close to. This guitar, the story with this, there was a music shop in Easley, and without me knowing, my wife went and put this on layaway. We went to the guitar store about a week or two before. It was around Christmas time, and I took it off the rack. I played it. It played phenomenal. I fell in love with it right there on the spot. She went back about a week later and put it on layaway, like I said. And then when she went back maybe another week later to put money on it, they assumed that it was paid for. So he just handed it over to my wife. And my wife told me that the man that did that was the owner of the store. So, because I was like, man, I hope that person didn't get fired. She goes, no. All right, where was we at, man? My storage got full. I had to make some room. So anyway, it was the owner of the store that handed the guitar over to my wife. And she gave it to me for a Christmas gift. And this guitar is great. I did have a Seymour Duncan heart rails put in, just like I did in Dorothy when you saw that. This guitar is amazing. This was my main guitar with the last band I was in. And I always kind of favor Tellys in a band because they're workhorses, and this guitar never let me down. And I love playing with Floyds and all, but in that band situation, there wasn't a lot of Floyd acrobatics necessary unless you just want to be cocky and show off, and I didn't want to do that unless the song called for it. But other than that, Tellys all day long, man. But they got to have that hot pickup in it. There we go, Fender Blue Telly. What an amazing guitar and amazing story. All right, last one for this video here. That's self-explanatory, is it not? So you got to flip these from the bottom right here. I have a feeling I know what this is. So let's put this out a little bit. Hopefully the lid will stay open. Oh yeah, there it is. The white and black EVH. Man, this is another one of my prized possessions. I love this guitar. The pickup in here is absolutely incredible. It's super hot. You don't even have to use an overdrive pedal, man. I mean, this, good God. They wound the heck out of that pickup to make it hot as it is. I did put a upgraded Goto 1996 T trim on here because the EVH Floyd that was on there was just not good, man. And the springs were horrible in the back. I had to end up putting a new locking nut in. The stock one, the screws that go in the back of the neck were broke. So that locking nut was loose. So I had to replace the back screws and the locking nut, and now she plays absolutely incredible. And I got it for a great deal. I had to do some work on it, but it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too much. But yeah, this is I call it the Van Halen 1 guitar. Amazing, amazing guitar. And in the words of the Tubes, she's a beauty. All right. Phenomenal. All right, so that's part 2. I hope you enjoyed this video of a look into inside my guitar collection, part 2, or into my guitar, whatever it is. I'm going to split and get out of here. I'm sweating to death in this room. I got to get ready and put these guitars back. Stay tuned for part 3. I got to go back there and dig those guitars out. We kind of ran short on time today, but hey, part 2 was pretty cool. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed showing you these guitars. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. We'd love to have you. Until next time, this is Joe. See you later. God bless.